What I will do is I will say your name as I sign it, so you'll have the essence of my breath saying your name over the shirt. Robert.
I'm impressed that you remember my name.
Mike.
Larry.
Kinky Boots. William.
All right, let's get the show on the road.
What? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Fergus and David Haydn-Jones.
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
They never left town, actually.
The boys are back in town.
Oh, I thought there was another beat there.
I was like,
So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Robbie. I know for a fact that a lot of people said...
How dare you address David Haydn?
Right?
That is fat shaming,
I'm
sir.
about to defend your honor, Adam. So just put a nickel in it. It was all over the web, the webosphere. It's the thing the kids are into. That at the marathon, when people said who's the least prepared for the marathon, every finger pointed to Adam Fergus. That's what I heard.
This is true.
Everybody. And then he had a stunning showing at that marathon. Robbie, you want to?
It's true that the day before, he sent a hectic text to all of us, said, I was just told I needed shorts. So we're all like, Adam's in trouble, guys. He's in trouble. He doesn't know that you need shorts for the race. And then turns out, he and Misha posted a remarkable time of like 4 hours, 45 minutes or something like that.
well, it's remarkable for us old people. But
Yeah.
naively before going in to run the marathon, I had friends that had done it like in 3 something, and I was like, under 4 hours. But as soon as I started running 50 meters down the road, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? No. It's one of the funniest things. I've never been in so much pain in all my life, but had so much pleasure at the same time. I'm sure you felt the same. It's like
Rob pays for that experience.
Yeah, you have the wrong hobbies, my friend.
No, but it's like, for the final, it was funny because there was a real great showing from the Supernatural family, as you would expect. It was awesome.
Here, here.
Not only financially speaking, we raised an obscene amount of money for randomacts.org, and it was just an amazing showing for everything. But at mile marker 21, you really don't want anyone watching you. So myself and Misha were like, this, fuck. And then we'd see some fans cheering us on. We're like, yeah, hey guys. And then we get around the corner, we're like, oh fuck, Jesus. And whoever, this is a shout out to the wonderful, what was her name? Alice, is it, the organizer, one of the organizers. She did something really cruel, which is put a big hill at the end of the marathon. So, I was like, do you remember those? Like, you turn the last corner and you're like, what?
Are you kidding me?
What? A hill? It's like this hill. And so we're like, oh, literally, what goes up must come down, right? We get to the bottom of the top of this, and it's going to be downhill all the way. And then there's another hill.
Yeah.
And then there's a bridge.
Yeah.
It was just treacherous. It was like, it definitely, it's something that if you never figured you'd ever be able to do in your life, and then you end up doing it, crossing that finish line, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like that sense of achievement. And the fact that we did it for a good cause was just amazing.
We're proud of you, buddy. Nice job. Adam Fergus, David Haydn-Jones.
Thanks, guys.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is exciting. Last one of the year. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
It's kind of bittersweet.
It's so sweet. Well, congratulations, man. That's
Thanks.
unbelievable. And
It's
was it really that painful though? Like legit?
Yeah. Like, well, Jensen, halfway through, no, actually, mile marker 5. I'll stop talking about this in a second because you'll all be bored. But mile marker 5, I turned around to Michelle from Stance and I said, my knee's already starting to hurt. Is that a bad sign? And she's like, yeah, that's a pretty bad sign. I told you to train. She was like my mom. And then about mile marker 10, I was running. We were still, myself and Misha were still up with Jensen and Jared at this point. Now we did for the first 5 miles, Rachel Miner was part of the marathon as well, and we all ran it together for the first 5 miles, and then Rachel pulled off at mile 5, and I noticed a little twinge. And I said, it'll be fine, but mile 10, mile 15, I was kind of going, no, this is not happening. I can't finish this thing. And Jensen was like, yeah, you feel that in your knee, that's your IT band. And of course he knew everything that was going wrong with me, which really didn't make anything any easier, by highlighting what was going wrong with my knees. And then we turned this kind of like corner, and you go back and you start running the second half of the marathon. And at that stage, Jensen and Jared had scooted off ahead. And I was looking at Misha. Misha was like, oh, Jesus. Oh. And I was like, oh, Jesus. I said, how long have we to go? He's like, 13 miles. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Don't ever do one. It's the worst idea in the world ever.
Now, do you think you ever will do one again?
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I'm doing the one in Austin with Jared in February. I'm not sure. I might do a half marathon because half marathons seem to be not as.
They're about half.
My best friend in the whole world. Like, because I was such proud and so narcissistic, I sent a message to the WhatsApp groups and I said, I ran a marathon today, guys. Yeah. And my best mate in the whole world texts me back and he goes, possibly the worst thing you can do for your body ever. I was like, I was best man at your wedding. Anyway.
Did he tell you there was no Santa Claus as well at the same time? Oh,
no,
shush. Sorry, there's minors.
That's a lie.
Santa's totally real.
And he's coming to town.
Yes. Have you all been good? Yeah, I knew this was a naughty crowd. Hello.
That's my kind of Santa.
Sorry, we sort of have the SWAT team lights on us again today, so it's kind of hard to see.
It was very Canadian of you.
Oh yeah, for sure, eh? Hey. Okay, sorry about that.
Do we have questions, eh? Oh, right there.
Do we have questions?
Oh.
Where are they at?
Down there, eh? Oh, there's no one on. Oh, we've got one solo questionnaire. Come on, guys.
Is this the first time we have 0 questions?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Hello, my love.
There we are.
How art thou?
Hey,
How's it going?
how's it going?
I'm good. I'm struggling to see with this blinding light. I feel like Bono.
Why don't they change them?
I don't know why. I just always wanted to say that.
Boys can't see us, but the girls can.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I want to ask you and David both if you know how to ice skate, and if David had to know so he could get the Hallmark movies.
I don't. I've never ice skated in my life before.
I do know how to ice skate, but this is actually my great Canadian shame. I didn't really know how to ice skate until about 1.5 years ago when I had to, well no, actually I did a little bit of training for a movie called Dear Santa. I don't know if you guys watch Christmas movies. Okay, sort of smattering, the intersectional audience that is Hallmark and SBN, which I always think is hilarious, that those two things. We were talking last time, I want to make like I think SBN should do like a Hallmark Christmas crossover. Like you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it be great to have like a really dark version of a Hallmark Christmas movie? And I always thought it'd be great to have like Krampus as the monster. They need to do like a supernatural Krampus Christmas episode. Yeah, so I grew up in the middle of Saskatchewan, Alberta, where everyone just plays hockey. Oh, a few Canucks in the house?
God bless you.
And they're escaping the weather in Canada right now. They're like, it's Hoth right there, up there right now. But so I had this great agita. I'd never, like, we couldn't afford proper skates, and my mom was kind of like, oh, I don't want you playing this barbaric sport called hockey. She was sort of like bougie like that, even though we were dirt poor. I think it was just an excuse not to buy me hockey equipment, which is really expensive. So
How about fencing, Mum? That neither.
And so if you grow up in Canada, and as a kid, and you don't know how to ice skate, like I think they were from the 1920s, the skates I had. They were like you would like tie them to actual shoes, and they were like blunt butter knives. They had no edge on them at all, and like you put leather straps on them and duct tape, and they were like, okay, go hang out with your friends, kid.
You're a wedding around.
And you know that embarrassment in school when you don't have the nice things that the other kids have, like that awful anxiety. They've got like the $200 Bauer professional skates, and you've got basically like butter knives duct taped to your feet. You know, that's some cause for some bullying there. And so my ankle, so I didn't have
On top of everything else.
yeah,
It's a nightmare for you.
I don't need to give them any more ammunition to bully me. So, long story short, when I read in the script in Dear Santa and in Bramble House, I was going to have these skating scenes. So I was good enough with good proper skates that I could be just a dad skating with his daughter. But in Bramble House, I have to actually teach people to skate.
Pizza, French
Pizza, French fries. Thank you.
Wow.
So I actually, thank goodness that I was shooting Supernatural, had just wrapped Supernatural in Vancouver at the time. So I was able, now with the ability of being on television now, I was able to hire one of the best skating coaches for the NHL for like a 2-week tutorial. And we would go out to these amazing like NHL rinks and like the ice was just pristine and it was just like, and it was kind of me slaying a dragon. So she taught me from the ground up how to skate. I had a nice pair of skates and I just practiced like for 4 weeks. And it was kind of nice because it was, the movie gave me the opportunity to sort of slay this dragon as a kid that had sort of irked me my whole life. So I'm proud to say I can now ice skate.
Awesome, dude.
So that's the benefit, kind of the fun of what you have with this job. You get to learn special skills sometimes.
I once slipped and fell on the ice. My ice story is this. My sister lives in Cape Town in South Africa and she comes home every once in a while, and every time she comes home when we were younger, me and her would have our annual Christmas Barney, our Christmas fight. And it would normally come after dinner, after a couple of glasses of wine, let's say. And I remember giving her one of these, like, you know, you have one thing you say to your sister or your brother or whatever, and you're like, and you keep it in your back pocket and you just throw it out on Christmas Day, and you're like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. And then I walk out. No one in my family knows this until now, not that they're watching stages. But I stormed out and slammed the front door, and then I slipped on the front step, went up in the air and landed on my back. And I lay there for about 5 minutes going, ow, ow. That's really sore. And the only reason I didn't go back in so quickly was so that I couldn't let on that I'd actually almost broken my back, trying to, you know, have the last word, as Adam so famously often does. But there you go. So no, I've never skated. I just drink.
That's a karma story, basically, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Karma is
Don't
a bitch.
ever skate.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
No, you're well.
Okay, so I always thought that Ketch and Mick Davies were really interesting characters. So my question is, if Mick Davies came back, how would Mick's reaction be, and how would Ketch's reaction be?
I like the idea, I mean, again, this is sort of a Christmassy vibe. I like the idea that there's a sort of Christmas Carol Mick haunting of Ketch's, like, psyche. Like, he would come back. And has there ever been a buddy cop show with a real guy and a ghost?
I don't know, but there should be. I know what you're saying.
Wouldn't that be great? Like if we made amends somehow, you taught me the lessons of life and you know how...
I would be like the ghost of Christmas future, whatever
Yes.
that is, like Scrooge's future ghost.
But you could do all three, and then you would teach me the lessons and show me the error of my ways for shooting you in the head, in the back of the head.
Yeah, I would like to come back. I would like to come back. If anyone, Andrew Dabb, if you're watching this, no, I would like. I've always wanted to come back as some kind of a supernatural creature rather than a human being, a boring human being. But like a dark angel was always something that I would like to come back as and haunt the flip out of Ketch. And you know But I would like to see our characters getting on, you know, because we get on so much as buddies.
But that's what I mean. I would love to see us like driving around. Like
There would be a little bit of animosity at the beginning.
Of course.
You know, be like, you know, you did blow my brains out, dudes. You know, I'm not going to be giving you it that easy.
Yeah, it'd be like Christmas Carol meets Lethal Weapon.
Oh my God.
Kind of a buddy comedy.
I have to be great.
Would that be great?
Yeah, I think let's write it.
We'll write it.
We've got a lot of things to write at this point.
We'll write a fanfic based
Yeah, okay.
on Ghost, Davies, and Ketch.
Yeah, I'd love to be a ghost. What do you think?
I don't know, because considering that Ketch's character development may lead to him being like immensely feeling guilt over killing Mick. So I don't know how their reactions would be.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely guilt there. Ketch has lots of things he feels guilty for. What is up with Ketch, by the way? What is he doing?
How long do we have?
Like, all panel, my friend. This question is for David.
I'm never going to get over it. Like, you know, Ketch is this kind of dude that, like, you know, maintains he's this kind of badass. But, like, what? Shoot me from here. Like, why don't you, like, you know, nah, Dr. Hess, why don't you just come around and go, dead? You know, that would have been way more badass, right? Would have been badass.
Well,
Instead, you
remember,
shot me in the back of the head, like,
remember when we meet
here's
Ketch?
Dr. Hedge.
Yeah. Well, when we meet Ketch in season 12, he's gotten pretty soft on all the toys. You know what I mean? Like, he's always talking about, that's why he was like, don't with the double entendres. You are
I was
filthy AS3
I was already there. I was already there. Yeah, I was going to say Mary.
Dirty birdies. But that's why when he fights Dean at the end, he's like, okay, good, fisticuffs, old school, let's get into it again, mano a mano, right? But I mean, the whole thing has kind of gotten soft because of all his fancy toys and the hyperbolic pulse generator, which are sort of, I know it's fun to say. Now that's a toy. It's just a big, giant golden egg. Well, I don't know how that would be, right?
I can make anything perverse.
Freaking right. But I mean, they've mentioned Ketch a lot. Now, by the way, I was just kind of a poll. If Ketch does come back, is he going to come back good and on a team free will? Or is he going to break bad? Is he like playing the long game? He's actually, because wasn't there some, did everyone watch last night already? Most? Okay. I shall stop talking now.
Santa Claus.
I've heard you.
Comes to town. Okay, we'll stop talking. Great. We'll move on. Hello, Madam.
So I'm really bad at wording questions, but so I was at NashCon, and I was also like sick, so I missed like the whole
Radical.
Yeah. Can you like retell that story?
Retell it or re-show. We did say that it was always going to be limited to Nashville, so we can't. And there are children present, so we can't actually. She's 21.
No, he's her.
So she's definitely not 21. Can I see your ID, please?
She'll leave.
So, you all have access to the internet.
Her mom
correct?
goes, she'll leave. Parenting 101, I love it. Wow. No, but basically, the physicality of it was that I kneeled down and David rode me like a bull.
With chaps and a cowboy hat.
He was wearing chaps. So it's like, you know, it's not that bad.
So if anyone wants an early Christmas present, it's all over YouTube. Just do NashCon 18. David rides Adam like a bull. But
I
make sure it says supernatural in it because that'll go you, whoa. You do not want to watch the other version.
You released that? That was supposed to be just for us.
I was wearing a GoPro. How could I not?
That POV shot, oh my god, it's just descended. I'm so sorry.
It was so
It's you're bringing it out in us.
It was
cheapers. Thank God this is not being shown over to the internet.
Thank you. Oh, corrupting humans.
Yeah, no,
every city we
basically,
go
so
to.
David wore the chaps, and I slagged them off on the internet beforehand and saying, oh, you're wearing asses chaps, and I must have said something.
Speaking of slagging off on the internet, you're wearing a lot of good clothes right now, good man. I hope there's a mankini underneath all that. He promised Twitter that he'd be wearing nothing at all for this panel.
No, not the panel.
Oh, not the panel?
No. You just wait for tomorrow.
Let me guess. You're wearing nothing at all under those clothes.
Exactly. No, I'm
Logic.
I'm not very good at wearing the outfits. But tomorrow I'm going to wear something.
Are you going to wear a little something special?
I'll wear a little something.
A little something special?
Yeah, okay, I promise.
Cool.
I promise.
You know, I'm the cosplay nerd of this duo.
I'd gladly give you that moniker.
Hi.
Hey, do you guys think the Winchester way would make you a better hunter than the old English way? Do you think it actually made you guys better hunters? And do you have any regrets for some of the kills you went behind their backs and killed? And
No.
you think the character does?
Yeah, no question.
I've never killed anyone in real life, thank God. I know we're in Jacksonville.
Adam, you had already turned the Winchester way. That's why you ended up with a bullet behind.
No, yeah, exactly. And I think it's a really, really good question, actually, because, you know, we pertain that we eradicated werewolves from London since 1928 or something, so obviously we were good at something. But I definitely thought that our ways were more barbaric and more clinical and didn't see the crossover between human and supernatural creature, whereas that the Winchester brothers did. And so there was a cold grey area that the British men of letters never even dealt with or refused to deal with. It was either one or the other. It was very black and white. And so, yeah, there were massive regrets. And that was when my character was taken, and it was really cool after a while to have that be you know, because you've no real control. The writers, you know, see what you're doing, and then they decide to take the character. And it was really cool that they took it in that direction. Albeit they could have kept going. No, I'm joking. But no, it was definitely something that the character.
Your character had the flashback scene as a child, so that really showed, like, really I have to do this, and that's like the survival.
Yeah, he had to kill his best mate.
Humankind in him back then.
It would have been cool if he had been if Ketch had been in the room with him then, and it would have saved me a lot of bother.
Exactly. But also to your point, though, I think that was Ketch's sort of love affair with Mary, right? He says she's the best Winchester. I mean, that hunting, that acumen, that raw, animalistic kind of American Yankee New World way of doing things was deeply seductive. And again, back to the previous point, which was, yeah, Ketch had gotten soft on his toys and his machines and his jets and his motorcycles and all that stuff. And I think there was a real appeal of coming to America and kind of like doing it raw, fisticuffs with a machete.
Doing it wrong.
Yeehaw! I'm telling you. Krista, front and center all week.
Did we
Earmuffs.
Because I said,
You know what earmuffs are?
Because I said raw?
You said doing it wrong.
Doing it raw.
Okay, and we don't need to repeat it. That's we making the point. Don't need to celebrate it.
Yeah, we do.
You know that hidden wedding, or was
This
it old
crowd
school?
loves double entendres. What?
Old school?
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. Oh, that's a quote. Sorry, I'm a nerd.
Great question. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Hello.
Hi, this question is for David. Do you think that Ketch is a good guy or a bad guy?
Do I think Ketch is a bad character or a good character? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Good guy or a bad guy?
Well, obviously in the...
Can I answer that?
in the I think he is a good guy in his own mind, which doesn't necessarily mean that he's a good guy for the show, or obviously for the Winchesters, or for the stuff he did in season 12. However, in season 13, I think there was an effort to make amends and to have some sort of rapprochement or some sort of redemption arc in some way. I think he's a damaged guy. I think he's a complicated dude. I think he's a little boy in a big fancy suit with a lot of fancy toys and a lot of damage. That's what he is. And I think he's searching to do the right thing, but he used to believe in this philosophy, right? This dogma, this men of letters thing. And when you believe so stringently in dogma, you become the monster. So, and that's what he became in season 12. And then he offed his poor fellow survivor here from Kendricks. And it went bad, yeah. So I think he's ambivalent. I think he's complicated, and I think it really depends on the audience. Let's ask the audience: is Ketch a bad guy? Is Ketch a good guy?
What?
Right. So it's complicated, right? It's complicated. If he comes back, did I already ask this? Yeah. Is he going to be good or bad?
Yeah, you just asked it.
Right, but which would you want him to be? Do you want him to break bad again, or do you want him to redeem himself?
Aww.
Interesting. So there you go, right? Everyone's got an opinion, and that's what makes the show awesome, is because you guys are still talking about it, debating the story arcs, the characters, and all that stuff. So thank you. Great question. I don't have a good answer.
Bad guy.
Hi. Fair play. Hi.
Hi, so you were able to sort of see how Dean and Ketch would bond over killing things and drinking, and how Sam and Nick would bond over nerding out together. But I was wondering if there was a day where they each went out with the other brother and hung out, how do you think that they would bond?
Well, yeah,
So if they flipped, like if Ketch and Sam were hanging out.
Yeah, Ketch and Sam were hanging out, they talk about serial killers or...
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think Ketch would absolutely love the academic side of Sam's brain. Like, I think they could, like, do a bottle of scotch and like, go through some, like, old, cool books that they have in the library. I think Ketch would totally nerd out with Sam in that way, for sure.
Yeah. I think I almost got an opportunity with it, but like, the thing about Supernatural is there's so many amazing storylines, so like you've got Mark Pellegrino's storyline, you got, your storyline, and you've all these storylines, there's only so much you can fit in, but I really wanted something to happen. Mick thought he was a bit of a badass after he shot. Then my penultimate episode, when Ladies Drink Free, or for free, after he shot the werewolf that was about to kill Dean, I was like, oh, me and Dean are gonna bond now. And it did not last, like, for a second. He was like, fuck you, Mick. Whatever. And so I was like, wait, dude, I saved your life. Come on.
Didn't he shove you up against a wall?
Go read a fucking book.
And like play with your wound?
Yeah. He was like, shh.
Yeah, he put his thumb right in there.
Anyway, so he was kind of longing for Dean's attention and Dean's kind of recognition for the last couple of weeks that he's lived on the planet before he was unceremoniously shot in the back of the head. But yeah, no, that's a really interesting question because I definitely love you love working with everyone on the show, and I love the bond that Mick and Sam had, and they're nerding out together. But I think Mick definitely craved a bit of Dean attention.
I think a night of getting drunk and reading books too, like, you know how Sam has that nice therapeutic therapist way about him? I think Sam could get Ketch to cry. like a real nice, like, back to the womb cry, though, you know? Not like a guilt cry, just be like, and I would just hug that redwood, I would just tuck in there, you know, just bathe in his musk. Just like, I'm home.
Like a lush bath bomb.
I can be good again. Pip pip and all that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that, actually.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right, go for it, 803. Next question.
Hello, Santa.
Santa Claus is coming to town. A large portion of my neighborhood is Packers fans, so on behalf of them, I would like to ask David what it was like to work with Aaron Rodgers.
So, thanks for teeing him up for me there, buddy.
What was it like to look?
If you don't know what he's talking about, I have this campaign with Aaron Rodgers right now on NFL with State Farm.
It's really cool.
We did
he's
a bunch of
excellent in it, I have to say.
Just all this improv. Thank you. I did all this improv comedy with him, and the game became, can I make Aaron crack? You know, that was sort of the game. Can he make? Aaron is the consummate professional. He just shows up with an aura, but there's no ego or like bravado. Like, he's just calm and strong and content. And what was really fun, on the first day of set, we just started riffing on like all this comedy, like nerd comedy stuff. Like, he loves comedy. So when we established that rapport, we were doing bits from like Naked Gun and like Zucker Brothers movies and like Blazing Saddles and doing all this sort of fun stuff. And once we started riffing like that, he just kind of gave me permission to just mess with him. And he's the straight guy, and then I was just obviously the goofy douchebag, sort of playing around him. And apparently I'm being typecast, haven't I?
No. You've met agents over your life, and I think that's a good thing. Like, if you ever have to play an agent, we all have them in our profession.
Yeah.
If you've seen the commercials, he's a very good one.
Well, it's just playing a guy that wants to be Ari Gold, but who's actually not really good at his job at all. It's just kind of fun. But yeah, to your point, Aaron was just like legend. He was awesome, so playful, and we just had a great time. I mean, I think they're going to release, after it's all said and done, after the season's over, they have so much footage of us playing these characters and me just doing long runs of improv. I think they're going to release like a 5-minute blooper reel on YouTube. And I know you guys like bloopers.
Of course. So, whenever David Haydn-Jones is involved, there's going to be a lot of bloopers.
Chupacabra.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm pretty good, how are you?
I'm very good. I say Happy Christmas way too often, because apparently you're not supposed to say that in North America. It's Merry Christmas, right?
Oh yeah, or either, yeah. But it's adorable because you're Irish.
Holidays.
No, say Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, so my question is for David, sorry.
I got a phone call. I just love how you just warm them up for 5 minutes. And they're like,
I'm just going to be rude to everybody. Maybe I'll get a question.
It's wonderful. Hi, I'm here for you.
Hi.
Did you meet my secretary, Adam? He's
wonderful.
He's been fielding questions. Typey. There we go.
So, I know you've been in quite a few Hallmark movies.
No.
And I was just wondering which one was your favorite and why?
Oh, the favorite question. It's a tough one because, again, I say this thing a lot. People ask me what my favorite scene in Supernatural was or what my favorite episode is. It's a really tough one for me because I always try to want to be present and live in the moment and be grateful for each nugget, you know what I mean? I think in terms of, because we know what these movies are, right? We know they sort of feel good, and you know, there's only so much intrigue and espionage you can do about a stolen cookie recipe. Oh, the drama will ensue, my friends. But will they kiss in the end? I'm not sure. But I think Bramble House was the one I did last year that is playing right now with Autumn Reeser.
That was Leighton Meester?
No, Autumn Reeser.
Autumn Reeser?
Yeah. Do you know her?
No. Yeah. She's in that show, though. What, is it the OC?
You're like... She was in the OC.
The OC, yeah. Sorry, as you were.
Are you having a fanboy moment? Or
No.
you're just like... You're like, do you have her number?
I think she might be married. She's single.
So talking about the Bramble House...
Get it where you can, guys. We'll talk.
Stay tuned for the sequel, A Roll in the Brambles.
Autumn, if you're watching.
It gets thorny. No, you're right to boo. You're absolutely right to boo. I welcome your hate. But that one, as a script, definitely had a little more like meat on the bone and like a little more drama. I thought a little more like stakes that were real world, like playable. But again, like I love the magic of Dear Santa. Like it's a letter and it's belief, and I really love doing them because I've worked with amazing people, and you know I've been talking to people about them. It's really the only thing out there right now. Like you have all this edgy stuff that's darker and more murdery than the next. And there's only one lane where you can kind of just go get like a nice comfort food, warm sweater TV, and people put it on the background and it means a lot to them. So listen, as we know in this fandom, even though it's a dark, violent, crazy show, at the end of the day it's about family and love and loyalty. And those are the same values in the Hallmark movies. So it actually is, it's nice. It's nice that we can sort of lean into kindness and community and all that stuff. So I believe in it. Bah, humbug. Oh, yes, right.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
I dare you.
For you, Dr. Young. If you could be any other character on the show, who would you be?
Ooh. Dean. Well. Look, you know, I'd like to spend a week doing all of them. But I saw an episode this morning as oh, really, I would. Thank God this is not live on the internet.
Such a gooch. Yeah, there's no stage it. People are...
The stage is broken, right?
Yeah, right. Hi, Gigi.
No, I think, like, I seem to bounce around from playing the character of Castiel or Lucifer. I just, because Nick was so, you know, clean and nerdy and a good guy, I just like to kind of go 180 and come back as someone a little bit darker. But I would like to, I'd like to play, not Mark Pendergast will probably kick my ass for asking, trying to take his job, but no, I'd love to, I love what he does with the character, and I'd love to copy that. Or someone, either Lucifer or Castiel.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, these roles for actors are just as tasty as you get. I remember, like, after I thought I was dead on season 12 forever, there's this thing in Hollywood called pilot season where all the new shows come out and you go audition for everything. And it was like cop drama, hospital drama, all these like things, and I was like, but where's the grenade launcher and the demon? It was like, I literally had to be like, oh, well, this is no fun. They're talking about an ER room and like some lawyery stuff. Like it was hard not to like, because when you get into the fantasy world and you get to play with such unlimited potential, it's make-believe, it's pretend, it's what you sign up for the job. So to be able to play in this universe is just like extraordinary, like because all the characters are so interesting.
I wasn't going to try and speak to my microphone upside down.
Hi there, great question though, thank you. Hi.
Hi. So my question is actually for the both of you.
Oh,
with each of your characters, is there something that you find that you relate to them as well in your life?
Yeah, I would say that like murder is pretty. Lots of murders in my history. I should really not say that in front of people and on.
Jeez, like, you can't say anything these days.
You know? No.
Oh baby, it's cold outside. Oh, you're gone.
Wow. Yes. We're not going to go there. But you can stay. Thanks. You can stay in my place, in my cottage.
You said it was cold outside.
Yeah, I know. I'll warm you up. But no, what were you talking about?
I think I definitely don't really. At the beginning, I thought I related to Mick more as a person than I did towards the middle, and then by the end, I think I found more I had more in common with him by the end. But in the middle, I remember thinking that I had a bit of a struggle in a couple of the middle episodes. But I think you have to, as an actor, bring. I've talked about this before, panels. You've got to bring 50% of yourself to the role,
at
or
least.
a certain percent.
Yeah, at least.
Because it's it's make believe, but you want to make people believe you in a weird way. And you do that by being as authentic as you can. And I think the way you say things, even though I'm saying it in an English accent or whatever, or the way you perform, your mannerisms, you can change them to suit the character you're playing, but you always have to bring something of yourself through. So I think just the way you think, the way you approach the dialogue when you read it for the first time, and the way you kind of process it and you rehearse it, it naturally brings some of yourself into anything. You look at two very different people that played Truman Capote. What's the other guy's name? Toby something or other, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Very different ways of playing the same character, and I think you see both their personalities coming through, and I think that's really interesting when you get to see two different people play a character like that. I think it makes sense.
I agree totally with what he said, and I think what happened when I talked to Eugenie about it, sorry, I know this is triggering, but when I shot you in the head, triggering. Thank you. There's a little bit of a slow roll there, but I think what I brought, I tried to bring to Catch, it wasn't on the page, and when the I wanted to build in some vulnerability into Catch. Here we go. Giddy clown show. I'm glad you're dead. I love you.
How much?
Merry Christmas to me. Merry Christmas.
Sorry. Earmuffs, eye muffs.
Earmuffs and eyeballs.
Everything muffs.
And eye patches. Just a safety helmet. Just a black motorcycle helmet. To get to your question, build in vulnerability. And when they saw that moment with the glimmer in Catch's eyes, they were like, oh, let's exploit that. Because all bad guys are basically just damaged people and hurt. This has turned into a bordello.
When did it start?
Who said that? No, seriously, who said that? I guess I won't be seeing you at the photo ops.
Thank you for your question. Look what you started. Look what you started. It's totally not your fault. It's ours.
Oh, God.
You know, take this one over here. That was one of the best comebacks ever.
Brilliant.
That was awesome.
Get out.
Kudos. Security.
They don't turn up for us.
They're like, you're on your own, boys.
Security? No, okay. You'll be fine, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Happy Christmas.
That's good. So, I was wondering if you guys had lost a bet and you guys had to get a tattoo from the Supernatural fandom, like the show or a campaign anyone has done, what would you get?
So let me get this straight. If we lost the bet and we had to get a tattoo of a character on the show, or
Like a symbol, like the anti-possession symbol or anything like that. Or
which
like
symbol will we get?
Yeah.
Could we get someone's face?
And I can't do my own, right? I can't do less than 3 equals love, right? That would just be too narcissistic.
Narcissism here.
No, I just asked. I would get the men of letters tattooed on my bum. And I didn't say butt because bum is funnier. it's scientific.
Who would I get?
You didn't say Fanny.
So raucous, you Jacksonvilleite.
I don't know. What should I get? What? Cass. Cass on my ass. That the same person?
Their heckle game is strong.
I have a bit of a man crush
Respect.
on Misha Collins, so I probably would get cast on my ass. If anyone wants to pay for it,
I smell an Indiegogo campaign coming up. Let's get Misha's face on Fergus's butt. Who's in? I know what I'm watching for the new year.
that's a bad idea. Tour.
Part
Times 3.
And you know what? It'd be perfect because when you're running in your thong, everyone could see him smiling. He'd be like, or you could put a wing on each cheek and you'd be flying.
Maybe. So where would his face go? So he'd have a shocked look at sorry.
That would be sorry.
He'd be like,
This really is not for children. And he could sing as you run.
Except as he bends over.
does he smoke?
But he has terrible breath.
Look at
You're
you started.
welcome.
Look what you started.
Thank you. We have gone downhill, folks. We are at the bottom. Can we go further, though? Can we go down the well?
How low can you go?
Let's try.
There's always further.
Woo! Hi.
Adam, I really loved your character in Supernatural. I have a soft spot for him. And David, if it wasn't for Supernatural, he'd be perfect in Game of Thrones. Mr. Ketch would be able to scheme his way to the Iron Throne.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
that being said, my question is for the both of you. What is something meaningful that you gained from being a part of Supernatural?
Sorry, I just want to tell Brianna Bookmaster to shut her face back here. Hey, B! Hey, B!
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
We're working here.
Do you want me to repeat that?
Yeah, could you repeat the question? Is it
So
more
I
in the
said,
mic?
Adam, I really have a soft spot for your character in Supernatural, and David, if it wasn't for Supernatural, you'd be perfect in Game of Thrones. Mr. Ketch would scheme his way through the Iron Throne. So my question, scheme, yeah. My question is for the both of you. What is something meaningful that you gained from being a part of Supernatural?
Oh. You guys. I, like, 100%. Like, you get to know people on shows that you work on, but it's never lasts this long.
You talk about family. I'm literally calling people cousins when I see them. Like, I've started to recognize people's faces and even names. Now,
Which is normal for you up in Saskatchewan, right? Because you're normally related to everybody.
It's kind of homey. It's like, you just slagged me and I completely missed it. Like, repeat thyself, good sir.
I was insinuating that you're all inbred, which is not really a good thing to say, being from Ireland.
And to a Welsh Canadian, my goodness. We'll go get some sheep later. But anyways,
did you say enter Welsh Canadian?
What?
Nah, you're grand, thanks.
We are losing a thread here. What was your question even?
What did we get from the show? Honest to God.
Oh, no. Of course, I mean, my biggest thing too, other than the family, the SPN family, showing me how to be charitable, like through the leadership of like J2M, and you just did it, and then the Alzheimer's campaign. I mean, you created this in me. That was your inception. And like, holy moly, what a gift. What a crazy gift to give. Like, you, as an actor, you're just super happy for a cool role, but then to get such an engaged, kind, and generous family on top of it, and that reveals themselves to you and really welcomes you in, it is extraordinary.
Yeah, thanks. Hey! Cheers. Hey! One more. Hi.
It's always a good sign when they boo us. Especially not really well.
I'm sorry, guys.
Where you do, Rob?
Love you.
Hi.
We'll be here tomorrow, too, so we can...
Oh yeah,
You can boo us again tomorrow, everybody.
One more from you, lovely lady.
So,
No pressure.
how would you guys describe Ketch and Mick's relationship?
Tenuous at best.
Murderous.
Murderous, that's a good one. Well, he said it himself, we're more survivors than friends. That's the best line for that relationship.
But I think when we come back, we're going to be best of friends.
That's right. We're going to be a buddy cop movie.
Buddy cop movie.
A ghost and an assassin on the road in a Bentley.
Thank you guys.
Solving crime. Hey, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Was that fun?
No, it was
that
okay? You're going to see these two dudes on stage tonight for karaoke. Adam, Fergus, and DHJ.
Thank you.